Hello there. Welcome back to our SOC Lab Series. In Lab 6, we are going to create a new phishing playbook, but this time we are going to be using DeepSeek. So for our agenda, we are going to have an overview of our new playbook. Then we are going to install the Parser app. That's we are going to need to parse the received emails. Then we are going to integrate our DeepSeek with Splunk SOAR using the API HTTP. Then we are going to manually add a new label called email so that we can discriminate the events received to SOAR from the mail server. And since we do not have any mail server, actually we are going to manually be adding those email events to the SOAR, and then we're going to test our playbook. So for our topology, this is our topology that we used to, but I did here added Ollama under our VLAN 40 of the SOC tools. And first we need to discuss this example. Right now, this is our DeepSeek phishing playbook. We do have our mail server. This is integrated to SOAR, and so once any mail received in the server, it's going to be sent to SOAR, and then we are going to use the Parser app to extract all the artifacts. And what we used to do with the SOAR automation is that we can check out these artifacts like the URL or the domain or whatever with virus total, scan URL, and so forth. And then we may have our decision whether it's safe or not. We can use DeepSeek in some use cases, like, for example, we may check the email body, because actually we do not check the email body. Sometimes this mail body may include some wrong or some malicious behavior. So we can use the Gen AI to analyze this mail body, and for some use cases we can even use it to analyze some logs, or we can analyze the malware file if there is any attachments in the email. So for example, when we have SOAR, our Outlook is going to send the email to SOAR, and then SOAR is going to check the artifacts with virus total. And if it's going to be malicious, for example, then we may have blacklist this sender or this IP. We may email this team. This is our procedure, right, for the automation with SOAR. And of course, we do have our awareness training for all our stuff. This is going to be our last line of defense, that if someone, something or here is going to pass through and went to the user, the user have to be trained that it's responsibility for all of us to have this security awareness, that we need to be aware what to click and what not to click. So what we can add here as an extra layer is that Gen AI can enable us to analyze this email body to be extracted from the artifacts, and we can analyze this mail body so that it may include, for example, some misspelling or whatever behavior that we use to train our stuff to manually identify it or specify it. We can use the Gen AI to analyze this mail body, and for other use cases, as you said, we may say analyze some logs from the SIEM. We may have malware file analysis. There are so many use cases for the Gen AI and this cybersecurity, but for this example, we are going to have this artifacts extracted. So we are going to ignore this part actually in this playbook. However, we are going to be focusing that we are going to pass through the DeepSeek prompt. And as we are going to see now, this prompt, there is a new job called the prompt engineer, because when we open whatever DeepSeek or ChatGPT or whatever AI agent, the generative AI agent, this prompt is going to allow us to interact with the AI. We can ask precise or specific questions, and we have to be very precise about the keywords we're using, because based on this keywords, based on this input, this Gen AI is going to reply to us. So if we need to have correct output, then we need to be very careful in our input. Okay. Now we need to install our parser. Okay. We're going to go to apps, and I did it already. We're going to parser as we did before, and then we're going to configure new asset. Here I did configure to be a mail server. That's it. There is nothing else. And we are going also to integrate our DeepSeek. So this time, if we need to integrate DeepSeek, we are going to use our HTTP app as we did before. You remember our last video, we interacted with our Ollama, the locally installed Ollama with DeepSeek with Postman. So we can now integrate it here. I did already. You're going to have DeepSeek, and then for the asset settings, this is the API. This is my local from the last video, the local IP address, the ports, and the API. And we are going to have this documentation, the PS. So we need to just test connectivity. Passed. This is only a get. This is a get test. And so now we are ready to add our email label to SOAR. We said that SOAR is going to receive events. This is the default. And so we need to go to administration and event settings, label. I did already add this email. Just we did last time for curator, we did add this incident. This time I'm going to add email. And now we can have, if we have an email server integrated, we can let it have this email as the label so that we can discriminate it from incident received from curator, for example. However, as we said, we are going to be using this as manual. So let's navigate to our events. You can find out this email. Okay. And we are going to manually add this event, and we're going to call it sample 25 minus ds, refers to DeepSeek. Of course, you're free to name it whatever you like. Hit save. Once created, can open it. And we do have here our artifacts, but there's nothing yet. This is manually created. So we are going to navigate to files, browse, and this time, however, I'm going to add this. So once added, this is a vault ID, meaning that the file name is added, and this is the vault ID. Actually, it's the same as the hash of the file. So that now in this container number ID 20, we have this file. So we will assume that this is a newly received mail from the mail server where SOAR is going to be trigger this playbook. We're going to trigger this playbook so that we can start to analyze it with DeepSeek. Okay, now let's go to our playbook. This is how this playbook is going to be. Okay. Now for the function here, we are going to first have our container ID, and this container ID is going to serve us because we need to have the container and the vault in order to be passing this to extract these artifacts. Now, as a general overview, we are going to first identify the file, and this is very simple because this event is going to receive only one mail. So it's the default email, only one file in the container. So we are going to extract here this artifacts. Actually, this is a function associated with the Parser app. We're going to use it, the Parser app. And then the callback function we're going to be using is that extract this IOCs minus underscore CB callback. This is where we are going to prep our parameters. We are going to extract the mail body, as we are going to see that when the mail is going to be extracted, one of the artifacts is going to be the mail body itself. That's the message in the body, and with that, what we need to use the Gen AI to analyze it, to check out whether it's going to be safe or malicious. This is the part that we need human training, human awareness training, so that people do not just hit or click any link. No, they need to check it out. So this time we're going to add an extra security layer with the Gen AI, where we're going to pass this mail body so that the Gen AI is gonna tell us it's gonna be safe or not. Now, if you recall our Postman, if you remember last time, actually we do have this parameter. This is the model DeepSeek. I'm using 7B because I said that my hardware is so limited, so 7B is fine for me. You can of course use whatever model you need, or you can if your hardware supported. And in the prompt, we're going to replace. Last time we said, "How are you?" We're going to say, "Could the following mail be phishing mail?" for example, and this is going to be a parameter. This is the mail body. For Postman, we can use these parameters to add whatever parameter we want. This is the key and value. And so in the body, we're going to check this mail body, so that once we send it, it's going to reply us back with the analysis. Okay, we need to do this with SOAR. And so in order to do this, this is our same data. We have this model. It's going to be DeepSeek 7B R1. Then this is prompt. We are going to look it out for this variable. And we have stream false. We said that we don't want it to be streamed. We want just text. So prompt is something very simple variable. Well, in Python, in order to use multi-line code, you need to use those 3 single quotes or 3 double quotes. I use 3 double quotes. And in order to be able to pass this parameter, the mail body, you need to use this F. It's a function format, string format. And the real magic happens here in this prompt, because this is what we call, as we said, we have a new job for prompt engineering. Once you are familiar with this field, for example, in cybersecurity, and you are interested, for example, in this part of the use case of phishing, so you need to ask, to be precise what you ask. Could the following mail be a phishing mail? Then we pass this mail body. Then can you specify your indicators? Based on what are you going to analyze and tell me that this is phishing or not? And last, can you flag this email as safe or phishing in your conclusion? Because it's going to reply back with the conclusion. So I'm asking, of course, you can change this. You need some practice so that you can know what specifically can you ask. And the more you are precise in this part, the more you are accurate, the more you are going to have better results. Okay, now we are going to be passing this. It's only just JSON object. As you said, we're going to pass this prompt. And from last time, we are going to this. This is for the white spaces. And for the location, it's going to be generate. We said about this in the Ollama API documentation. I'm going to leave it in the description. Then we're going to have post data. This is the HTTP call act. We're going to use the HTTP app posting data. And we are using this prompt. And then the callback will be our prompt result. Here it is. Now, once we have the result received here, we are going to have our conclusion. We are going to extract these results from the response body, and then we're going to have our conclusion added as a note. Okay. Now, this was 20. So let's just try it. Here's 20. Okay. And we hit test. We can check out this here, DeepSeek phishing mail. It's running, and we did extract the artifacts. This parser is done. We can click here, artifacts. Here they are. This is raw text. This is the message. It's the body we're going to be analyzing. And right now, the DeepSeek prompt is working. It's analyzing this input, this part back here. We did pass it, so it's analyzing this data now. Okay, it may take a while, so I'll be pausing the video because you know, my hardware is limited, so it's gonna consume some time. So I think I'll be back once finished. Okay, we are back. We're finished. And now let's check out this notes. Here's notes edit. And yes, we do have our conclusion. If you see it here on the Python, we said that the note type is general, title is conclusion, and then we're going to have this response and the content. So let's check it out. All right, so I got this email that's asking me to specify my indicators. And you can see now that we do have our prompt here back in the SOAR. In conclusion, the email could be phishing attempt, but might also be request for assistance. Further context would help determine the best course of action, blah, blah, blah. So we finally did it. And the real magic here is that we did integrate it. So as we can see, if we have a mail server integrated, we have the parser to extract these artifacts and passing through the Ollama server. And one more thing here is that you can use whatever LLM you want, best suit your use case. Here I'm using DeepSeek. It's nice, it's free, and I'm using this 7B because my hardware is limited. This is a SOC lab, you know, a home lab. I don't have enough resources to run higher or bigger LLMs. So we could have an LLM for each use case with training and privacy. And of course, you can consider either this is Ollama. This is the last video we installed Ollama to have our DeepSeek running locally. Of course, you can have it on cloud, but if you have your private cloud, not just the API of ChatGPT or DeepSeek or whatever, now you can install your own private cloud, maybe at some trusted vendor, so that you may have a hybrid mix between hybrid cloud between your on-premises and this private cloud. And again, you may need to consider the security and the privacy, whether it's going to be better to have your hardware and install your own machines or have it on cloud, as we said, private, so that we may prevent data poison if you're going to do some training, or maybe we're just going to have this LLM that we're going to install and use. It's okay for us for our use case. So it depends on many factors. But anyway, for the sake of this demo, I'm very happy that we can now have this mail body extracted, and then we can pass it through to the DeepSeek integrated, just as we can do with VirusTotal or whatever tool, so that it's going to analyze this content and reply us back and give us a note in our container. And as we said, you may have this is the concept. So you may apply this, for example, this is the mail body. Maybe we replace this mail body with another attachment in the email itself so they can analyze this attachment. Maybe we do have some logs. Of course, there are so many use cases, but it depends on which use case you need. Okay, I hope you like this video and see you next time. Bye-bye.